Damian Priest, Aleister Black. Huge score to settle. And what better way to settle it than a last man standing match? The bell rings. This match is officially underway. You're seeing some trade of shots between Priest and Black. Priest gets the first big blow, though, that lands and stomps away on Aleister Black. Ryan Tran, who has been assigned to this matchup, with this being a last man standing match, there are no pinfalls, there are no submissions, there are no countouts, and there are no disqualifications. So, with that being said, the only way to win this matchup is by incapacitating your opponent. I think Damian Priest may have just found his first little toy to take out Aleister Black. But as I was saying, incapacitate your opponent to the point they cannot make it up to their feet before the count of 10. As Aleister Black tried to send Priest face first into the steel steps, Priest strong-armed it, blocked it, and now has the top part of the steel steps in hand, and Aleister Black has no idea what hit him. Well, at least now he does. He had no idea it was coming. That's one thing for certain and for sure. Once more to knock down Aleister Black as they go back towards the entrance. Priest in control, was in control heading into a commercial break. However, this is, in fact, a last man standing match. When there's a will, there's a way that is going to take so much to incapacitate the other. We've seen what both men are capable of. Priest, a former world champion. Aleister Black, former NXT champion. Aleister Black, with that hard-hitting martial arts background. Damian Priest, coming from the slums, coming from the streets of New York. Elevated flatliner lays out Aleister Black in the ring. Just another little trick up the sleeve of the Archer of Infamy. And a knee to the midsection. A massive opportunity for either of these men to perhaps show dominance. Maybe find themselves in the picture for the WWE title. The opportunities are endless once you can move forward from a big match like this. But Aleister Black trying to counter and send Priest into the steel steps that Priest had introduced into this match. Oh! And Black able to drop and swap. And Priest went face first into the steel steps. The count of 3. Priest able to make it back up and over. Gets caught by Priest. What goes up? I was going to say what goes up must come down. But that knee by Black nailed Priest. And driving the knees into the chest of Priest onto the steps. That could be game over. One thing to note, though, is following that drop, Aleister Black is reaching for the knees. That will put a lot of pressure on the knees as well. You're putting pressure on the chest. And that's muscle. That's bone. That's a lot going on in the upper. Not to mention, there's not a lot of bounce from underneath Priest. So it's just a hard landing overall for everybody in the situation with the steel steps that were under Damian Priest. As Priest starts to fight back, however, nice little combo there from Aleister Black, but Priest picking up Aleister Black. Snake eyes onto the steel steps. Stumbling is Black. It could be time. Pay homage to one of his all-time favorites. Razor Ramon's Razor's Edge. But Black able to land on his feet, and Priest gets dumped over the top to the outside. Black picking up the pace, looking for that moonsault. But Priest, oh my God, you gotta check it. We may need some doctors. The way the head of Priest bounced on like the floor and the bottom steps to follow up, Aleister Black is like, you know what? Just count him after smashing the back of Priest's head into the steel steps repeatedly. Priest is very glossy-eyed, and with a smirk on his face, Aleister Black just watching what could be the end of Damian Priest, who struggles to pull himself up using the apron for apron and steps for leverage, but gets decked on the announce desk. Damian Priest. What a slam dunk for Damian Priest. Back to Friday Night SmackDown here in Perth, Australia. This last man standing match has been absolutely grueling, unforgiving to say the least. Damian Priest, kendo stick in hand. Aleister Black gets caught in the back of the leg. That hamstring gonna eat all of that. Damian Priest going up top. For a dead man, they called it old school. However, there seems to be a fight going on between Priest and Black. Oh, and a shot to the chest by Aleister Black. A much needed counter. Both men down and out. Who's going to answer the call? Who's going to get back up to their feet first? With both men down and out, it's a big opportunity for either one of these men to gain control of this matchup and take the pace over. Damian Priest just struggling to even stand his feet. Made it up to his feet just before collapsing back to his knees. You can already see the wear and tear this match has put on these two men's bodies. Aleister Black, his eyes wincing. The exhaustion, the pain that builds up, especially when you have to deal with the brutal matches like these, it requires a different type of mentality. And there's a steel chair. Oh, here comes some more fun, at least for Aleister Black. Maybe not for Damian Priest. But Aleister Black is certainly having some fun as he keeps railing that steel chair into the Archer of Infamy. One more shot says go home. But absolutely not, as a chokeslam on the apron by Priest to Aleister Black connects. Priest is not done yet, lifting Aleister Black up. Razor's Edge on the announce desk. Razor's Edge rails and derails the plans of Aleister Black. And the ref's count begins. We are already halfway there. Black has not moved whatsoever. At 7. At the count of 8. 9. And just before the 10. That is lucky as can be. Just because Aleister Black was on the table, all he had to do was push himself off to land on his feet. Lucky as can be. However, there may be no mistake on the second one. Another Razor's Edge on the announce desk. And this could be ball game. This is how you break a man to pieces. This is the end. That's got to be it. Ryan Tran is almost at the count of 10. Aleister Black's not even moved. And again, the announce table is just doing wonders for this man. Aleister Black truthfully very lucky to be able to just slide himself off the table and just land on his feet to force a break on the count. And here comes the rest of the arena in Australia to be used as the Devil's Playground. They're working towards this stage where outside the arena, well, outside of the ringside area, should I say, this is very dangerous territory. I always talk about the danger zone. This brings the danger zone to a whole new level. This is Dante's ninth circle. The heat is high, the fury is deep, and the forgiveness is slim to none. We are up in quite the area for these two. How ironic is it, though? Aleister Black, all these months playing mind games with Damian Priest, puts his hand out, pleading, begging for mercy. Oh, and here comes Zelina Vega. Zelina Vega, that's the wife of Aleister Black, and she is out blocking Damian Priest from putting the final nail in the coffin on this last man standing match. Imagine this, being that much of a coward that you have to hide behind your wife. And you hear the referee saying to get out of here, but the thing is, there are no disqualifications. She is not obligated to leave, unfortunately. The straps come down from Damian Priest, the signal that he will send it home. What? When did Aleister Black become a magician and a black mass? Off the equipment on to the floor through a table. Priest is out like a light. I don't even know what to say, but the fact is, Priest hasn't moved at all, and that was a crash landing. We're at 8. Yeah, that's it. Aleister Black gets the win. Well, with a little bit of assistance, if you will, from Zelina Vega, indirect. But nonetheless, it bought Aleister Black enough time for a flame ball and a victory.